of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
At Comfort Temp Heating and Air, we're proud to celebrate 40 years as your #1 local HVAC company. We offer energy-efficient solutions featuring quality products from Lennox. Whether it's new installation, system repairs, or routine maintenance, we promise to never sell you anything you don't need. Our professional and experienced technicians provide reliable service you can trust and will keep you informed throughout the entire process. At Comfort Temp, comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. You've heard his voice for more than 2 decades.
Out of the shotgun, pistol formation, pulls it back. Here comes the ball, near side, wide open. It is caught. Is he in bounds? Yes, he was. Decantini pass in the game.
Now, winter has come to Gainesville and joined Gator Nation.
Telvin Smith of the Jaguars joins us here on Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
It's the Sports Lab with Kevin Winter, presented by Rally House Gainesville, your one-stop shop for all your officially licensed game day apparel, right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and on the WRUF mobile app.
Flushed out of the pocket, throws back to the end zone. It is knocked away.
Now, here's Kevin Winter.
Land up the center of the floor, jogging with it, drives left, gets to the rim, left of the goal, lays it up and in. 76-73. Inbound and a trap in front of the Gators bench. And Jaden Ross fumbled it out of bounds into the Florida bench. The Gators get the ball on the right sideline. Down 3 with 9.4 seconds left. The shot clock is dark. Flan on the trigger next to his own bench. Hauk, Kahn, and Klavjar and Lee scattered about. Klavjar cuts in front of Flan. Flan looking, got to get it in. Oh, they called a 5-second violation. How quick was that?
That was a quick 5 seconds, Sean. Can we get a replay?
You got to be kidding me.
I thought they called it early, man. To be honest, I'd challenge everybody to time it and see what they come up with. We timed it in the locker room, and we got 4.6 and 4.7. And in a moment like that, I've been playing this, been around the game for a long time. That to get a call like that, where it doesn't even get to 5 seconds. Usually they give you an extra second, to be honest. And just a really, really tough pill to swallow. At the same time, we got to do a better job, getting available earlier. But I just thought that was banged a little early.
Yeah, there are lots of things to discuss about that play. Sports Lab presented by Rally House. Kevin Winter with you here on a Wednesday afternoon. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, 103.7 HD2, anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app. Follow us on our social media social media channels at WRUF, our YouTube page at WRUF, home of the Gators. Okay, let's get right into it. If you were up late last night listening, driving around, I hope wherever you were going, you were safe. I'm not assuming anything. I just know me. B, I hope you were listening to me because I needed company at that hour. Jesus, that was late. My worst fear came true. The late start. Let's get right to the call of that. Number one, it can't happen. Todd Golden knows it, which is why he didn't protest it as hard as he did or as much as he easily could have. He was furious. But he knows it can't happen. Number two, he's 100% right. Todd Golden is 100% right, and I said it last night. There is a clip that is on my Twitter account, at Kevin P. Winter. It's on my Twitter account. Graham Hall shot it from the baseline. You can see the referee. I think it's James Breeding. Funny name. Referee James Breeding. Here's what I know from talking to officials and growing up around the game of basketball. When you place the ball in the out-of-bound inbounder's hands, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, your hand moves again, then it's the whistle. Watch James Breeding. Watch James Breeding. Watch how he was counting. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Whistle! Fast as hell. Absolutely. Again, it can't happen. You need a better play, or you got to know where your outlet man is. But it was a fast count. This isn't as fast as James Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson, who was still in Silly Street back in the 90s. But it was a fast count. With that being said, you were still down 3. You needed a 3. It wasn't like the game was tied. It wasn't like you were down 1. You had to go for a 3. I guess if you had an open layup, if someone cut and you knew the play was drawn up, you've got that option. But they only, remember, the Gators were out of timeouts last night. They were out of timeouts with 4:29 to go in the game. Todd Golden burnt one earlier on when the Gators had a 7-0 run. He called a timeout. Then they had to take 2 as UConn opened up an 8-point lead. So that left him out of timeouts. Guaranteed Todd Golden would love to have had one of those back. Lee Humphrey said it on our broadcast last night. By the way, Sean Kelly, Lee Humphrey had the call last night here on WRUF, the Gator Sports Network from Learfield's flagship station. Lee Humphrey and Sean even talked about it on the broadcast last night. How many times do you see the Gators go into the closing seconds of a game and not have a timeout? They usually have one. So I guarantee Todd would have wanted one there. It was a fast count. Boogie's also got to have the clock in his head. Go back and listen to Sean. Sean could even sense that the clock is ticking. You heard it in his voice. Got to get it in. Like that's a veteran play-by-play man. Yeah, one of the best in the business. Yes, my best friend. But that's one of the best in the business, knowing ball's got to go. Ball's got to go. Like we got to move now. And still, it didn't. Again, fast count. Whistle went early. They usually give you that extra second to get it in. That obviously is the play that we're all going to talk about coming out of yesterday's game. It's the play all of you want to talk about. 392-8255, 392-8255. I see you guys stacked up on the phone lines. Your thoughts on that play, vent, scream, complain, but it's not the only reason they lost the game, everyone. We got to talk about a few things here. You cannot allow a team to go 9 consecutive trips in the first half down the floor and get 9 consecutive field goals. UConn actually had a trip where they scored on 11 consecutive trips. 11 straight possessions, UConn got a basket in the first half. That's how they got their 10-point lead. In the second half, after the Gators have a 7-0 run to go up by 3, time to bring out the old legal pad here because I got my tracking sheet. We go up 51-48. We then play about 3.5 minutes of basketball where we're within a 1-point game either side. Really good basketball. And then here comes the run by UConn. It starts with the Caravan 3. Then they get a hoop to go up 6. Condon with the and 1. Back to 3. UConn, 3-pointer, up 6. UConn, basket, up 8. 66-58, timeout Todd Golden. The Huskies are in a stretch where they have now hit 5 of 6 shots. In a very similar sense of where it was time-wise from the first and second halves, the Gators' defense failed them. There's that angle. Todd Golden immediately said it post-game. You'll hear from Todd coming up in his interview with Sean last night that we aired. 16 offensive rebounds. 6 second chance points. 6 second chance points. Those, to me, aside from what has been an issue all season long, which is 3-point shooting, aside from guard play on a consistent basis, which has been an issue all season long, and one of these days they're going to get it together. I firmly believe they're too good of players not to. But those are the main issues that cost the Gators the game last night. They had a player in Alex Caravan who could hit the shot. Caravan hit the shot, took the big shot. How many times did Caravan hit a 3 in transition? Quick outlet, pass the Caravan, takes the 3, bang. Those are some of the plays. Our shot selection late in the game. I shouldn't say late in the game. Our shot selection at pivotal times in the game from Boogie and from Xavier wasn't exactly the greatest. I want to go back to the defense. If you don't play defense, if you allow a team to have 11 straight trips down to the floor where they score in the first half and go 9 for 9 from the floor, a team of that caliber in Connecticut. And then in the second half, after you gain a 3-point lead, and then the lead dwindles and you're gone, and all of a sudden you've got an 11-point swing because you're down 8 because your defense couldn't get a stop again. That means you're not getting out in transition. Where this season is Florida's best offense in your minds, all of you? Driving around listening, watching these games on our YouTube channel, at WRUF, home of the Gators. Where has Florida been its best offensively this year? Lee Humphrey said it last night on the game, on the broadcast. Lee Humphrey said it. For the first 4 minutes, we go to the timeout, and he says, everything on offense for us is hard. UConn had that 7-2 lead right off the bat. Our offense was struggling. Right? We come out of the second stanza. So that's the 16 to 12-minute mark in the first half. Boom, we get out in transition. Get stops, out and running. That's where they're most effective. That is a hard life to live if you're not getting stops. Lots of things to get into, but those are the ones I wanted to get off my chest right away. We had a couple of empty possessions. How about this? I think Greg just brought this up. Ready? He brought it up a little bit. He just jogged my memory. We came out of 2 timeouts with the basketball and turned it over. That's a specialty for Todd Golden. That's not on Todd. That's on the players. You cannot come out of a timeout and not even get a damn shot off. You got to get a shot off. Worse, you turn it over. You don't even give yourself a chance. Break it down even more. What's the free throw shooting last night? Now, in the end, UConn goes 11-16. The Gators, 19 of 27. Here's the good news. You got theirs 27 times. Can't be missing 8 free throws. Difference in the ball game, break it down. Combination. Your missed free throws, but they're not offset because UConn hits 4 more threes than you. Was there a bad goaltending call? Awful. In the end, the Gators have played the number 1 team in the country, the number 3 team in the country, and the number 5 team in the country. And the Gators have lost by a grand total of 11 points. I leave it upon you, Gator Nation and Gator Country. You can be glass half empty if you want. That's on you. Because in the end, they lost the games. But a glass half full person says, with a new backcourt and a new team, 9 games into the season, 3 are which are against arguably 3 of the best 5 teams in the country, you lost by a grand total of 11 points. But Kevin, you lost. I know. I'm singing up a hill, trying to yell over a mountain. I get it. But that's where the positive lies for me. Phone calls, 392-8255, 392-8255. Get the phone calls coming up next. Comments all available on our YouTube channel at WRUF, home of the Gators. John, Elijah, Andrew, hang tight. I get your calls next. We're off and running here on a Wednesday afternoon. Thank God it's not Monday. Wednesday afternoon following the Gators losing at MSG last night. They've dropped 3 of their last 4. I want your reaction and where you are. We got plenty to talk about regarding this game. We'll hear from Todd Golden. All that still to come. Sports Lab presented by Rally House on a Wednesday with Kevin Winter on WRUF. Gator fans, the holiday season is here, and that means it's time to help out Santa Claus and stock up on all your orange and blue Gator gear for family and friends. And the best place to make that happen is Rally House Gainesville. Located at 1680 West University Avenue, just blocks from the stadium, Rally House is your home for officially licensed Gator gear. Jerseys, hats, t-shirts, tumblers, you name it, they have it. Their selection is outrageous. Rally House Gainesville, your city, your house, Rally House.
Winter Wonderland, presented by Advent Health, is back at World Equestrian Center, Ocala. Step into the magic of the season, November 28th through December 23rd, Wednesday through Sunday, from 5 to 9 p.m. Experience more than 1 million twinkling lights, photos with Santa Claus, and meet the Grinch. Tickets are required for entry. Purchase in advance and save. Plan your enchanting visit at WECWinterWonderland.com.
The holidays are here and Miapa has your meal ready. Give your kitchen the night off and order a holiday dinner from Miapa for your family gathering, holiday party, or corporate event. Miapa's got your entire meal covered, from the roasted turkey or pernil ham to your favorite Miapa sides, like rice and beans, Cuban bread, and of course, sweet plantains. All starting at $109.99. With 6 convenient locations, no one caters better than Miapa. Don't let cooking get in the way of a great meal. Get your holiday dinner at Miapa Latin Cafe.
When you need insurance, you'd like to get great coverage for a great rate, right? The big companies tell you they will, but how can you be sure? With Ann Tom's Insurance, you're not navigating coverage choices alone. Ann Tom's is an independent agent with 35 years of experience representing over 45 companies. Having an independent agent makes a real difference. It's that simple. Ann Tom's is local and independent, not just a phone bank. Go to atomsfl.com or call 352-275-9203.
Let the Wood Stove and Fireplace Center help keep your home warm, and we can keep you cozy outdoors too. Try one of our heavy-duty fire pits, charcoal grills, or pizza ovens. Come see us. The Wood Stove and Fireplace Center in Gainesville. Visit woodstoveflorida.com.
Shop local for business and personal gifts this holiday season and every day at Thornbrook Chocolates. With affordable luxuries, Thornbrook Chocolates has gifts and treats that will make them special. Give, eat, indulge. Thornbrook Chocolates.
Stream all of our shows on YouTube. Search WRUF, home of the Gators. Now, back to the Sports Lab with Kevin Winter.
Want to remind everyone of the Rally House gift card play of the week. We will play it for you a little bit later on in the show. Coming up Friday, we'll give the giveaway. Got to name the Rally House play of the week. Your cheat sheet comes today. Also on Friday, everyone, we are continuing with our WRUF Welcome to Rockville giveaway at Daytona International Speedway in May. I have decided Friday afternoon on WRUF we are going to be the station of Santa Claus. Whether you believe in him or not, that's your decision. You all should believe in Santa Claus, because come Friday afternoon, I'm giving away my final 4 pair of tickets to all the shows. Every show. Russell, Sports Lab A and B, and the Tailgate. We're giving away all those tickets. So that's what's coming up later on this week right here on WRUF. Calls regarding the Gators falling to UConn last night. They've dropped 3 of 4. The 3 ranked opponents they've played, they've lost. They've lost by a combined 11 points, but they've lost. We kick it off this afternoon with Elijah. Elijah, you're up first in the Sports Lab presented by Rally House with Kevin Winter.
Hey, Kevin, I got 2 things for you.
Go ahead.
Since I missed the conversation on Monday, man, the college football playoff committee, just their lack of consistency from week to week, from month to month, in terms of how they rank these teams, is just ridiculous.
I'll do me a favor. Hang on. I'm going to get to that point a little bit later on. I'll pick up that, but let's continue with the basketball talk first.
Gotcha. And then basketball. We've seen a really good game from Lee. We've seen a really good game from Boogie. We've seen a really good game from Urban in the Miami game. Now, if we can just put it all together, I think we've gotten every player to kind of get into a rhythm at some point. Now it's time to put it all together. It was a frustrating loss again, but I'm not too upset. I think we've shown growth. I would like to see Xavier play point, though. I think he has more explosive handles, and I think he's just a little better with the ball. And I don't know that Boogie's quite ready for it yet.
Well, so here's
and that's all I got for you, Kevin.
All right, I appreciate it, Elijah. Thank you very much. Here's the thing: 392-8255, 392-8255. If Xavier Lee plays point, I'm not sure Boogie is a spot-up shooter. You've got 2 slashers with the ball in their hands. I wouldn't be bringing Klavjar in because, look, Klavjar showed last night. UConn said, that dude ain't beating me. All Urban can do, according to UConn, how I viewed last night's game, all Urban Klavjar can do is spot up in a corner where he loves, or spot up 3. And UConn didn't let him get loose at all. That's called scouting. UConn had him scouted perfectly. Someone mentioned it earlier in our chat. I brought it up last night of the postgame show. Bench points, 20 for UConn, 6 for the Gators. 6. You're asking your starting 5 to do an awful lot at that point. Back to the point of Lee and Fland. They're going to be on the court together at the same time, and they need to figure out they need to almost figure out which – you can't go every game with one being on and one being off. That is not going to get it done. You've got to find a way to get them connected and working together. And a lot of that does have to do – I think this offense is predicated by driving kick. I think that's standard basketball today for most teams, driving kick. I mean, that's the kind of bigs we've got, or how can do anything. Condon, I loved the interior game. We came out in the second half last night very similar to the way we did against Duke. Down in the first half, locked down the defensive end, to get yourself back into the ball game and to give yourself a 3-point lead. UConn found an Achilles heel. They were running what was called pin down action. UConn found a little bit of an Achilles heel, and they exploited it for 6 consecutive possessions. We go down 8. You got to battle back from behind. I know it's frustrating. I'm frustrated too. I expected 2 wins out of the group of 3 between Arizona, Duke, and Connecticut. I don't think any of us expected Arizona to ascend to the number 1 team in the country, and they proved that they're a damn good basketball team. Look, Arizona's beaten both Connecticut and Florida. They beat us both. And they won against Connecticut in stores. Like, that's the impressive part. Very quickly, Gator Nation, I thought you were going to be outnumbered last night massively at Madison Square Garden. It was probably 65-35, maybe 60-40. I thought it was going to be 80-20. That was a hell of a showing by Gator Nation last night. So for that, I apologize. I didn't think we had that kind of following in us to go there. That was awesome last night. That, again, for the second consecutive Tuesday, that was a Final Four atmosphere. Yeah, it was a Final Four game. It really was. Continue with the phone calls, 392-8255, 392-8255. Andrew, you're up next on the Sports Lab with Kevin Winter, presented by Rally House. How are you?
Hey, good to hear your voice today, Kevin.
Thanks, sir.
Big question for me is, who is, and I know we're not supposed to, it's a new season, we're not supposed to look back, but who is playing at the level that they played with last season in terms of offensive scoring? Are
you asking me who has ascended to the role of Walter Clayton Jr., let's say?
Oh no, I'm talking big men because I'm kind of a big man guy.
Okay.
I'm answering Alex Condon.
Okay.
We can only rely on him so much. And I'm seeing our big men even kind of out of position many times. Last night, Micah Handlockton, he was way underneath the basket. There's a UConn guy, easy shot, gets it, turns around. I mean, you can't play defense from underneath the glass.
Well, so there was a point, Andrew, last evening. There was a point UConn was working down their offense down low, and we were not fouling. We were not being as physical, and that is a testament, and I got the numbers to back it up, because at the half, while the Gators, I believe, at the half had gone to the line 12 times, UConn was 2 of 4 at the free throw line. Think about that. For a team that had so many inside looks last night, UConn had only gone to the line twice. Only gone to the line twice last night, and they were 2 of 4. So that tells you, I will back that point up, that you were not as physical or did not meet the physicality, or because it was a tight whistle in the first half. Boogie's 2 offensive fouls. I mean, God help me. James Breeding had it out for that kid last night. I kind of say that in jest, but like, you weren't as physical on the defensive side. You didn't make the contest hard. There were times I heard Sean and Lee talk about it on the broadcast where they saying a kid's wide open underneath for the Huskies. The Gators just lost them in the interior. I'm with you on the defensive side, right? By the way, Tommy Houck's the best player on the team right now, and I don't think it's a question at whatsoever.
No, he's got the best movement with the ball. There's no question, and he finds his shot. He finds it aggressively, and he's successful percentage-wise. The last thing, Kevin, and I'll listen off the air.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see our guards, Boogie and Xavier, during the course of the game communicating much or talking to each other at all. And I may be wrong, but you could maybe expound on that. Thanks.
You got it, Andrew. 392-8255, 392-8255. I haven't paid attention to that part yet, Andrew, really. I haven't paid as much attention to it when it comes to how they're communicating. I do watch spacing. I do watch which players have kind of taken the alpha role. And I will say this, and I'm going to continue saying it for the next half hour and probably until the next game. What is missing right now is the player to take control of the game like Boogie did late stages versus Duke. I thought he would be the guy, and I thought the Duke game would kind of get him going. Sean talked to him pregame last night, and Boogie even said about the mid-range game. He liked the mid-range game. So many players nowadays are either three-point line or layup. It's almost as if the paint is a wasteland, or it's quicksand. It's like volcano ash. You're afraid to step in it. Pull up at the elbow. Knock down a shot from 15, 18 feet away. I know the analytics people will hate me saying that. Oh, but Kevin, you can get 3 if you take 2 steps back. How many freaking times are you going to do that? Also, I watched this morning. Right now, the Gators shooting 27% from beyond the arc. I can't remember exactly how many teams are in Division I basketball, whether it's 350, 360, or 370. The Gators right now rank 348th in three-point shooting percentage. Think about that. 348th in all of Division I basketball. So if the three-point shot isn't falling, you got to find other ways of offense. 4 of 15 at MSG ain't going to do it. Take away Houck's 3 threes last night, how many do they have as a team? One. Sometimes it's not X's and O's. You've heard me say it before, everyone. It's Jimmy's and Joe's. They got to play. They got to find I'll say this. There's no changing the roster, everyone. It's not like you've got a trade deadline coming up in January where you can have a trade portal. That's not happening. I understand your frustration. I want to answer a question coming up. I said it about 10 minutes ago. You've got a backcourt that hasn't played together and with these new guys. Question was posed by MJ. Kevin, how long is that excuse valid? Give it the answer coming up on the other side. Sports Lab presented by Rally House. Kevin Winter with you. Your phone calls 392-8255, 392-8255, WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, your home for Gator Sports.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gators basketball, right here on WRUF.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
A new shopping event is giving holiday shoppers across Florida something to look for this week. National Gift Card Week, running now through December 13th, brings exclusive gift card deals to stores and online retailers, marking the first nationwide promotional event focused entirely on gift cards. Gift cards have ranked as the most requested holiday gift for nearly 2 decades, and shoppers are buying more of them this year. This year, Florida shoppers can find them on sale at Publix, Tractor Supply, and on the Klarna app, with additional options available at giftcards.com across more than 200 brands. Retail experts say gift cards address key concerns. They hold their value during price fluctuations, eliminate shipping delays, and give recipients flexibility to choose what they actually need. Whether it's for dining, groceries, entertainment, or everyday essentials, gift cards let people decide how and when to use them. Shoppers can find National Gift Card Week deals through December 13th at participating retailers and online.
Babies cry, and some cry a lot, especially in the first few months. If your baby has been fed, changed, and checked for medical issues, the crying is likely normal. But no matter how frustrating it gets, never shake a baby. It can cause lifelong harm or even death. If you're feeling overwhelmed, place the baby in a safe spot and take a break. Remember, this phase will pass, and you're not alone. Stay calm and ask for help if you need it. Visit PreventChildAbuseFL.org for more information.
This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the State of Florida, Department of Health, and the Florida Association of Broadcasters.
You've entered the Sports Lab with Kevin Winter right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
And your phone calls are welcome as always, 392-8255. What am I, my high school dance from back in the 90s? What do you guys know about this music? People my age driving around just went, oh yeah, yo, DJ pumped this party. It's the whitest thing I've ever said in my life. 392-8255, 392-8255. And I've said some white stuff, let me tell you. Red-headed Irishman from Boston? Woo! Want your phone calls on the game last night. Your reaction. 5-second call. Hated it. Thought it was quick. I know we all think it's going to be the point that we talk about. It's going to be the focal point of the game. It was fast. It's not the... Even if you get the ball in, you're still going to make the three-point shot. I mean, I kept wondering, is UConn going to foul? And by the way, if I were Dan Hurley, I absolutely would have fouled. In part because our free throw shooting has been schizophrenic this year, to say the least. And if you gave the ball to Houck, I mean, they were doubling Houck at the top. They had a man. If watch the video, and I know Nick Abreu and Luis Gonzalez are going to talk about this later on. They had someone in Urban Klavjar's pocket. Now, they were trying to get the ball to leave for a driving kick somewhere. But that's all our offense is. I want to go back to a comment. MJ, on our YouTube account, at WRUF, home of the Gators. MJ says to us, he asked me a question. Kevin, how long is that excuse valid? And by the way, the excuse he is asking about is the comment I made a couple of minutes ago when I said, team is 5-4. They've lost three of 4, and they've lost 3 of the last 4 games. All of the 3 of the losses against top competition. You have 3 of the best teams in college basketball. You've lost by a grand total of 11 points. You had a lead in the second half in each of those games, including in Duke, which was bigger. In Arizona, had to play a little more catch-up. Last night, had to play a little more catch-up. But you're in a 1-point game, a 1-possession game down the stretch. And I mentioned it's going to take, you got a team that has a backcourt that has never played together, mixing with the front court returners. And MJ asked me, Kevin, how long is that excuse valid? MJ, here's how I'm going to put it. Coming up, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 tune-up games are on the schedule before the end of the calendar year. George Washington, Saturday at 2 o'clock right here on WRUF. St. Francis, that is next Wednesday, 1 week from today. It'll be a doubleheader with women's basketball over at the O-Dome. Colgate on the 21st, and then Dartmouth on the 29th. You then hit SEC play. You will play at Missouri on the 3rd, and we will have Georgia here on the 6th of January. MJ, that is 6 games This team needs to go 6-0 and look like a 6-0 team during that stretch before Tennessee comes to town on Saturday, January 10th at the O-Dome for a noon tip. I'll say it real simply. I'm not saying anyone's in danger of anything. But if you ask how I will feel better and how you all should feel better, if that's what you're asking me, I think 6-0 is absolutely realistic, almost expected. Get your 4 tune-up games in. Take care of business. Find some other depth. Todd's running 8 guys right now, and C.J. Ingram got 10 minutes last night. Get him more involved in these games. You're running these 8 guys, which is really 7 for a long stretch. A lot of them, 4 of them, the big guys had a deep run. They played 40 games last year. It's a lot of basketball. You do not want gas tanks emptying out. So this is an opportunity to see what you've got on the roster. MJ, I hope that answers your question. How long is this excuse valid? When should we expect the team to click? It needs to click over these next 6 games. If they click over the next 6 games, we are going to know exactly who they are. You're all going to feel better about yourselves. In the end, if you sit there, you trip up twice in the SEC. Let's just randomly give an arbitrary number of twice. You finish the year with 6 losses with that non-conference schedule, you're doing just fine. It is a learning experience. It's an opportunity to test yourself. Coaches love testing yourself early on because there's no punishment for testing yourself. How big of a difference is in reality if you place this out towards March? A 1, a 2, a 3 seed. Maybe even a 4 seed. You want to be in the top bracket. Somewhere you're playing another great team with an opportunity to go to the Final Four. That's your Elite 8. Sweet 16, you're playing a 2. Right? Sweet 16, a 2-3 matchup, then it's a 1-4 matchup, and then you play each other for an opportunity to go to the Final Four. Like, it's going to happen coming out of weekend number 1. You've taken 3 of the best teams in the country to the wire. Back to my point. What I would like to see this team find is a finisher. Right now, I think that's the struggle for identity, is finding the finisher. I believe in my heart of hearts they're trying to. And I know Boogie and Xavier would love to be that, because I think as a big man, it's hard to be the finisher, to be the kill shot kind of guy. Maybe it is Houck. Maybe Houck has to be the kill shot guy. What's your thoughts on that? 392-8255, 392-8255. It's very easy that we sit back and watch and remember what Walter did a year ago. Walter was the kill shot guy. I watched you guys from afar at the beginning of the year. Was Walter a kill shot guy early on? Or was it not till conference play when Walter was the kill shot guy? There's a long way of basketball to go. And you've tried to figure this stuff out on the fly. And that's kind of where we're at. If this team will learn from their mistakes, like Boogie, and in the pre-SEC season games, they'll be ready for the SEC play. If not, then the same mistakes keep happening. That'll be a tough SEC conference play. Look, it's real simple, guys. That's from Greg. It's real simple. You've got things to work out. I trust Todd Golden. We'll hear from Todd Golden next. I trust Todd Golden when he said multiple times. He said it pregame to us, and he said it postgame last night. They're close. They're real close. You're missing that one ingredient. I mean, how close are you? If you had beaten Arizona, Duke, and UConn, you're the number one team in the country. And you lost by 11 points. In the end, it hurts because you lost all three. But for a relatively new team, because I firmly believe, everyone, I firmly believe basketball teams are defined and run by their backcourts. And I think that's the part that's frustrating for you, for the Gator fans out there, is that the backcourt right now isn't consistent and isn't living up to your expectations. I think that's it. I want your thoughts on that. 392-8255, 392-8255. Sports Lab presented by Rally House. We hear from Todd Golden next on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. We're live and local Monday through Friday from noon to 6 here on the home of the Gators.
As players fight to avoid mistakes on the field, remember to make smart choices off the field this holiday season. If you decide to drink and drive, you could get a DUI or worse. That one decision to drive impaired could change your life and the life of others forever. If you're going to drink, the only way to be the MVP this holiday season is by planning a safe and sober ride home. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
If your appliances can't handle the holiday hosting heat, December deal drops at Lowe's makes upgrading easy. Get up to 40% off select major appliances, and rewards members save an additional $40 on the Whirlpool electric range and the over-the-range microwave. Plus, get up to 60% off select ladders so you can deck all the halls. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/10. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details.
Attention Gator students, alumni, and fans. You need to get out to Rally House Gainesville. Rally House is new in town and located just blocks away from Ben Hill Griffin Stadium near the intersection of Buckman Drive and West University Ave. The only way to describe their product selection is outrageous. Jerseys, hats, tees, sunglasses, tumblers, and so much more are waiting for you at Rally House. Rally House Gainesville, 1680 West University Avenue, your one-stop shop for all your Gator gear.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
Hey, did you hear where the company holiday party is going to be this year?
Oh, yeah. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill.
No way, I love that place. I went to their brunch last month. They have this amazing made-to-order omelet station and bottomless mimosas. It's so good.
Well then, I guess the party's already a win.
Make your holidays a touchdown at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Enjoy brunch every Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 3. And there's still time to book your holiday party. Visit Spurriers.com for more.
Yeah. Wish you had a fireplace to cuddle up to? Well, it's easier than ever to get one now. Save $100 off installation of an electric fireplace from the Wood Stove and Fireplace Center. It's the perfect holiday gift everyone will love. Visit woodstoveflorida.com.
Did you know that strong and healthy trees are a property's asset, providing shade and curb appeal? Call the professionals at Daughtry Tree Service for knowledgeable free trimming estimates, or visit DaughtryTreeService.com. Your tree service people.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Well, they're called stratus clouds, and they're very hard to get rid of. And case in point today, we're finally going to break out of these clouds that we've been stuck with all morning. I do think we'll see some sunshine as we move through the afternoon. 65 will be the high. Tonight, chilly low of 45. Thursday, mostly sunny, 64. A little warmer for Friday. I'll do partly cloudy and 67. From the WFT Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
This is Sean Kelly, voice of the Gators, and you're listening to the home of Gators football right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app. Download for free in your app store. Now, back to Sports Lab with Kevin Winter.
Trick play. Taylor threw it back to Mars. It is intercepted! Intercepted by Luke Margot! SEC.
That is our Rally House gift card play of the week. Come Friday during my show from 2 to 3 right here on WRUF, the Sports Lab presented by Rally House. I am going to ask you to identify this week's Rally House play of the week. You need to be the first caller on Friday to tell me that it is Duke winning the ACC championship, and you will win a $50 gift card to Rally House, located at 1680 West University Avenue. This holiday season, gear your Gator fan up for game day and give them all the gifts that every Gator fan wants with the orange and blue. Outfit them in all the officially licensed Gator gear and apparel at Rally House Gainesville. The best selection, the best prices. Their selection is outrageous. 1680 West University Avenue. Check out Rally House, the official sponsor of the Sports Lab here on WRUF. Again, that's on Friday. Also on Friday, reminder, the Welcome to Rockville ticket giveaway to Daytona International Speedway in May. It will commence on Friday, WRUF, which is me. I am playing the role of Santa Claus 4 times between the hours of noon and 6 p.m. I'm going to be giving away a pair of 4-day passes to Welcome to Rockville in May. It'll happen once during Russell's show with the sports scene from noon to 2. It'll happen once during my hour. It'll happen once during the Sports Lab, whoever's in on Friday, which is my students' hour, and then it will happen once during the tailgate. So we're going to unload the clip on Friday afternoon, empty the Santa bag, and we give all the tickets away because that's what we're doing here for the holiday season. Sports Lab presented by Rally House. I choke on my own breath. Kevin Winter with you, WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. If you missed it last evening, Todd Golden, in his post-game interview with Sean Kelly following the Gators' 77-73 loss to the UConn Huskies at Madison Square Garden last night.
Coach, another one that stings here. First thoughts for you as you are just minutes away from the end of the game.
I think, we have a really good club. We're not quite good enough yet, though. And obviously our margin for error is a little less than it was last year. Coming and playing an opponent like this, we can't, get in foul trouble in the first half. We can't, come out with a lack of physicality in the post. And, we obviously made some good adjustments and battled hard in the second half to get back in the game and take the lead. But put ourselves in too big of a hole and, probably had to make too many plays in the second half to keep it. But I thought we had some opportunities. I thought we had some good looks when we had the lead, and we just did not capitalize.
Yeah, Coach, you go back to the end of the first half. Clearly you weren't happy with the way your team played the first 20, but you put yourself back into the ball game with the way you guys changed things in the second half. Was it an adjustment? Was it just effort? What would you say it was?
I thought we did a better job finishing around the rim. Mm-hmm. We did not capitalize on our second chances well enough. We had, 16 offensive rebounds to their 7, and they had more second chance points than we did. That just can't happen if you want to win a game like this. We should have doubled that. And that's one big thing to point to. Obviously, we just, didn't shoot the ball well enough, which has been an issue for us all year. And credit to Caravan and Ball. Those guys stepped up and made big shots when they got the opportunity. And, we missed 2 free throws when we had a chance to tie with, 2.5 minutes to go or whatever it was. But, when you're right there, you're going to look at, a couple different possessions here and there that you didn't capitalize on that, are costly.
Coach, down the stretch, just like a week ago, it's possession by possession. You had said earlier tonight that the non-conference, if anything, would prepare you for SEC play. These kinds of games are going to put you not just into conference play mode, but tournament mode as well.
Yeah, obviously, with Arizona, UConn, and obviously at Duke, these 3 games that we played, in theory and on paper are probably more difficult than any games that we'll see in league play. And so we'll be battle tested. We've played in some tough environments. Obviously, Madison Square is a UConn place where they're very comfortable and they get a good crowd. I thought we got a great crowd tonight. Really appreciate our support in here. But we got to get back on the horse a little bit and get our confidence. And we have to play well on Saturday. We got a really good George Washington team coming to Sunrise.
And Coach, earlier tonight you said you felt like your team was right there. You still feel that way?
We were right there. We got a chance to tie with however many seconds to go. And we had guys that didn't play very well. So. We have yet to play a complete game. I think we were awfully close, but haven't done it yet. And, we have 22 more regular season opportunities to get it right.
Thank you. See you Saturday.
Thanks, Sean.
Kevin, back to you.
All right, so there's Sean Kelly's conversation last night with Todd Golden. He is dead on about something, and I noticed it as well. as a team, a full-blown team together, they have yet to play the complete game. I think that, along with the expectations of the team, of the fan base, of the players themselves, I think that's the frustration. Another comment. Gator Nation's frustration comes from the fact that this team is hanging with top 10 teams. That's why we're frustrated. We're just hanging with them. I get it, which is why I said, and I'm sure Cardozo and Alberverdi are going to talk about this. Zach was at the game last night as well, so he'll have his explanations on the tailgate coming up at 4 o'clock. Brew and Rodriguez will give you their thoughts in a matter of moments as the Sports Lab continues. But you're missing the finisher. I said a minute ago, it's hard, in my opinion, for non-guards to be finishers. NCAA basketball used to be run through big men all the time, whether it's 3s, 4s, or 5s. Now, in order to win a championship, you need a guard. You need a guard who can really take over a game and be the killer, the guy who's going to make the shot. Occasionally, you've got the big man who can do it, like a Caravan last night. Look, Caravan had 3 3-point field goals made. 2 of them came at pivotal moments. When the Gators had cut the deficit to 1, Caravan hits a 3, not once but twice, to send it back to 4. Those are momentum killers. Because now you're in a 2-possession game, not a 1-possession game. I go back to a couple of the shots, as well as Xavier Lee was playing. Lee took a 3-pointer from about 5 feet beyond the NBA arc and airballed the bleeping thing. Boogie took a pull-up 3, and he tried to Larry Bird, banked it in. I also think, and if you guys were with me yesterday, and I listened to my interview with Bob Valvano and Myron Metcalf, we talked about pressure of going home and going back like Boogie did to play at MSG, that he bought thousands of dollars to bring family and friends to the game. Boogie got called for 2 cheap offensive fouls early. One by backing down a defender, and another one, which is pretty ticky-tack, but they were called. When that happens, to me, that's a sign of you're trying to do too much. And I think that was the negative about going home. Boogie went back to MSG a year ago when he was at Arkansas, playing in the exact same event, the Jimmy V Classic. And he had a great game. He wanted to show what he could do, especially coming off the Duke game. UConn didn't allow it. And when it's not allowed and things aren't coming easy, like Lee Humphrey said during the broadcast last night, it makes it really hard and you start doing a little too much. I do wish and I hope we see over these next 6 games a more fluid flow to the offense. And I would imagine that that's what Todd Golden and his staff are working on. How do we get some offensive sets that result in good possessions and not possessions where you're trying to force up a jumper with 3 on the shot clock? Those are some of the things we'll think about. We'll talk about them for the rest of the week. Abreu and Rodriguez are coming up next. Reminder, Friday, Rally House gift card giveaway Friday. Welcome to Rockville. Tickets all day long. Hey, where's my guy Vinny? Vinny, I'm back tomorrow. I'm not taking a Thursday off. No days off, right? I will be back tomorrow on the Sports Lab beginning at 2 o'clock rather. I guess now I have to work. Hannah Mack, tell AJ I'm working. You can send out the schedule. Phone calls continue all afternoon long. We react to the Gators dropping one at MSG last night. We do it right here on your home for Gator Sports, live and local. Noon to 6 on WRUF.
WRUF, your home of the NFL.
Dave Mays Automotive, we get the bugs out of your car. Hey, Steve Russell here, and yes, it's official. We're in the midst of the holiday season. Surprises are great under the Christmas tree, not so great under the hood of your car. So before you head out over the river and through the woods, take your vehicle by Dave Mays Automotive for a tune-up and inspection. They call this their bug check, and believe me, it's worth it. What a tremendous holiday gift to yourself to have peace of mind while you're on the road. Tires, brakes, AC, oil changes, transmission work, and more. Dave Mays Automotive celebrating 50 years in business. Located at 2905 Northeast 19th Drive, the industrial complex behind the Sunnies on Waldo Road, and online at DaveMaysAutomotive.com. Dave Mays Automotive. They get the bugs out.
Dave Mays Automotive. We get the bugs, all of them bugs, out of your car.
Don't give scammers a gift this holiday season. With the holidays around the corner, it's crucial to stay alert. Scammers are looking to exploit the joy of giving by tricking you into sharing personal information or money. Be wary of suspicious emails, messages, and offers that seem too good to be true. Protect yourself and your loved ones by staying informed. For tips on how to avoid scams this holiday season, visit aarp.org/FLFraud.
Winter Wonderland, presented by Advent Health, is back at World Equestrian Center, Ocala. Step into the magic of the season, November 28th through December 23rd, Wednesday through Sunday, from 5 to 9 p.m. Experience more than 1 million twinkling lights, photos with Santa Claus, and meet the Grinch. Tickets are required for entry. Purchase in advance and save. Plan your enchanting visit at WECWinterWonderland.com.
Hey, it's Steve Russell for Hurricane BTW, where every day feels like the weekend. Fresh, never frozen chicken wings, tossed in over 30 bold flavors, paired with ice-cold beer, all in a laid-back, beachy atmosphere. And with every game on the big screens, it's the ultimate escape in your home for sports, too. Great food, cold drinks, and all the games. That's Hurricane BTW. Escape the ordinary and find your spot at hurricanewings.com.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. It's the Sports Lab, presented by Rally House Gainesville, your one-stop shop for all your officially licensed game day apparel. Right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and on the WRUF mobile app.
Oh, man. What are we going to do with this Florida Gators team? What are we going to do?
Fland on the trigger next to his own bench. Hauk, Kahn, and Klobuchar and Lee scattered about. Klobuchar cuts in front of Fland. Fland looking, got to get it in. Oh, they called a 5-second violation. How quick was that?
That was a quick 5 seconds, Sean. Can we get a replay?
You gotta be kidding me.
I feel that I'm watching this movie over and over and over again. Guys, this Florida Gators team, man. Nick Brew, Luis Rodriguez right here, second hour of the Sports Lab, presented by Rally House, live in WRUF. Nick, first time we do the show together, but... yeah. Man, we watching that game last night in the, on the swamp, Shadow of the Swamp, and I want to feel that this team has it, and I don't see it. I definitely don't see it in the clutch moments that they should have it. I don't see it, man. Welcome to the show, and Nick, last night I thought we had UConn. I thought the Gators had UConn, and execution in crunch time is what defines this Florida Gators basketball team.
Yeah, like you said, we've seen this story before. I mean, against Duke just 1 week ago, similar story. Gators had it, somehow were able to blow it. But focusing on this game real quick, I think we saw some good, definitely saw some bad from the Gators in this. I think Xavier Lee, for me, was one of the bright spots. I know he didn't have a perfect game, but I think it was for sure his best game in a Gator uniform. He scored 19 points, got 5 assists, 6 rebounds. I think 17 of those points were in the first half. That first half, he looked very positive. I think his playmaking was there. Him with the ball in his hands, finding people in the paint, looked really good. And then also, one thing that I thought was a little underrepresented, that a lot of people underappreciate, was his defense in this game. I think he played good team defense in this game. He had 2 steals, I think. I think he was pretty much a positive defensively for most of the game, which is something that you want from him. If he's not going to be able to shoot the ball, which he struggled this game, he struggled shooting the ball, which is still something you need from Xavier Lee if this team's going to be successful down the line. But the defensive side of the ball, improving the rest of the way, scoring offensively, making some plays for Condon, for Hauk, for the big guys in the paint. I saw some improvement there, so it wasn't all bad for them.
No, it wasn't all bad. I think that if you see what characterized also this Florida basketball team is that when they play against top-tier competition. We saw it against Duke and yesterday against UConn. Even against Arizona, the first game, they actually are able to keep the game close. But when it comes down to, being able to make those shots, make those buckets in crunch time and like clutch time, they are not able to do it. And I feel that also a big concern that a lot of Gators fans have is, Nick, the lack of bench power, like bench depth, is something that really worried me. Like last season when they won the national championship, I think Florida have all the pieces around them to be good, to be able to compete. Imagine
having Tommy Hauk on the bench right now.
Yeah,
that's something unheard of right now.
That's something that Florida had the commodity of having a guy like Thomas Hauk just coming off the bench, because in the starting line you have Clayton, you got Richard, and you have Elijah Martin just bringing that energy, bringing that power, And now that you saw what happened last night, it just gave me more doubts. I know Kevin mentioned in the first hour that there's a lot of basketball to play. But, man, if they're not able to execute the way they're supposed to execute in this crunch time against big teams that you're going to see in the NCAA tournament, how is this Florida, how I'm capable, me as a fan, me as a Gator student, how I'm capable of trusting this team if they keep making the same mistakes? We saw it against Duke. Boogie Flan didn't took the best shot. I mean, the game was close. We lost by 1 point. And then yesterday, the 5-second delay that a lot of people are complaining about, if it was really 5 seconds and it was less. I don't know, Nick. I feel that we watched the play over and over again. I was watching with you outside, and man, I don't know if that was the right call to make. Like, me as a basketball player growing up, I played basketball. I remember that the coach always told me, if you don't see that second read, if you see a guy open, just throw it to him. Just because you gotta have in your mind that if you're the inbounder, you gotta take that, throw the ball in so we can put the ball in play and see what's gonna happen. But it's like the lack of execution, and also what I don't like is the lack of execution, and also the lack of depth on the bench. Man, it's a lot to worry about with this Florida basketball team.
100%. That's unacceptable from Boogie Flan. You get the ball back. Great call from Todd Golden.
Yeah.
Finding out how to play this foul game, get the ball back down 3 with about 10 seconds to go, a chance to tie the game, and then Boogie can't even get the ball in bounds. He doesn't even give them a chance to tie this game. It's literally the one thing you can't do if you're Boogie Flan. You're there. You should have that internal clock. You should kind of realize, time's winding. You don't get your first reads in Xavier Lee when he's running towards the sideline. Once he gets to the touchline, once he gets out of bounds, you need to throw that up to Tommy Hauk by the 3-point line. He's got probably 10 feet between himself and half court, no one near him. If you just got to lob it up to him, get the ball in bounds, find something to do in those 10 seconds, especially without a timeout. But yeah, going back to that bench depth, I don't mean to call one guy out, but
man.
Dude, we were watching this game together. I was complaining the whole game. Micah Hanlogton, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if it's just that he's too slow or what, but it felt like he was just a complete negative the entire game, whether it was the offensive side of the ball, even the defensive side of the ball. It felt like that UConn was really bullying him. It felt like they were trying to drag him out, kind of catch him lacking, get a cut in behind him. And I think he had like 2 points in the game.
Yeah, unacceptable.
He just played pretty poorly. And like you said, if he's the guy that's supposed to be the sixth man on the bench, like Tommy Houck was last year, he didn't really play up to the standards that we need him to for the Gators to have a run like they did last year. I mean, 6 bench points combined from this bench. CJ Ingram got some minutes, and he's going to need to improve a little bit. He's a freshman. He'll grow into it in some of those get-back games that we have coming up. Urban really was not much of a factor in this game, even though he has had some good games this season. The bench in general just needs to become more consistent. Those depth pieces, Isaiah Brown, hopefully A.J. Brown can come back and be a contributive factor, but they need to have something in the tank if this team's gonna make a run at all this year.
Definitely. I'm surprised that he didn't win with Isaiah. I feel that in the games that I've seen here in the old watching against, I know lower competition like Merrimack and other teams, Jacksonville, I saw an Isaiah Brown with a lot of energy, a player that was like trying to put, some good minutes, contribution when it comes down to energy, second chance points. They were shooting a lot of threes, something that kind of disappoints me. Yesterday, they only make 4 threes out of 15. It continued. That and another pivotal thing, I think they would have won the game if they start making free throws, man. 19 for 27 from the line. Man, like, you cannot go to the line and just miss free throws, man.
When we were watching the game yesterday, one thing we said, I think when Rubin got fouled, and I think he had a second chance. He got a rebound, got fouled on the putback, and we were like, gosh, man, like that's pretty much a turnover. And he goes and misses both free throws.
Definitely,
those are the types of plays that make the difference in close games like this against 3 of the top 5 teams in the country. I mean, the Gators had a chance to beat all 3 of these teams, show their worth in college basketball this season, and they found a way to fumble all of them. So I don't know. There's some goods and bad. The fact that they were all close tells me that the team still has some quality, but you got to be able to finish games, and they just haven't been doing it.
Yeah, you got to be able to finish games, and more, like I just mentioned, against top teams in the nation and stuff. So 392-8255. That's the line if you want to be part of the Sports Lab here, presented by Riley House, Nick Abreu, Luis Rodriguez. We're going to have Byron here. Byron, welcome to the Sports Lab. What are your thoughts about the game?
Hey, guys, let me tell you, I'm a big Gator fan. I'm an older guy. I love Steve Rosa's show. I've been on there a lot. I'm not trying to brag with that, but I'm going to make you guys be optimistic because I'm an optimistic Gator fan. First of all, Martin and Clayton and Richards, we lost. And Aberdeen, that's your bench. Mm-hmm. So you guys are wondering, where is the bench?
Yep.
There is your bench. I don't know what he's doing in Kentucky. So we lost 4 guards last year, guys, and you wonder why the coach might be struggling. I'm a coach, guys. So all right, I just replaced all those guys. But listen, and now I got to get a new team together that don't know how to play together, new guards. And when you talk about the small schools, I played against Belmont Abbey, they were called, and Richards come from there, and our owner. So, guys, these guys take time. If you look at football, where did our Ole Miss quarterback come from, guys? Real quick, if you can fix that up. James Madison, where did Ole Miss in football?
Yeah, he came from a D2 school. I forgot what the name was.
He transferred from a small college.
Yeah.
Come on with that foolishness. So it takes time, and come on, Gator fans. And we're not a real big basketball school anyway. You guys love football, so hey, hang in there, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Go Gators!
Happy holidays, Byron. Thank you for the call. I'm not gonna lie, man. I feel that like Florida is a good basketball school just because of the talent they be putting on the NBA. Like recent talent, like all the big 3 from last year, Bradley Beal, all those people. But it's like, I just feel that competitive wise, the team is right there, but it really worries me how they taking care of these crunch situations. I feel that a lot of basketball nowadays is predicted by what your backcourt can give you in those minutes. Yeah. And man, what Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee are given in this crunch time is really, really, really unacceptable, in my opinion. It's kind of like worries me when it comes down to that. And also start giving minutes to that bench, man. They like Todd Golden by this time, he should be able to have like rotations and stuff, because when they play in the Oldham against less competition, like small competition, when it comes down to like the smaller universities that have come and play this season, everybody's playing. Even Olivier Roos is playing, making free throws. But then when it comes down to this, how Todd Golden is able to trust these players if you don't put into play in these kind of situations? How they gonna get prepared for these kind of situations if you don't give them the minutes that you give them against lower competition?
Well, I think we will see that in the next games coming up, though. That 4-game stretch before SEC play starts, I hope we get to see some Alex Lloyd, some more CJ Ingram, some of those guys playing pretty consistently so that they can get involved, they can get comfortable, and then hopefully they can, in a little bit further down the line, have some impact in these big games against a team like UConn, against a team like Duke, and really be a difference maker. So yeah, I agree with Byron. It's going to take some time. I'm not out on this Florida Gators team. I'm actually pretty positive on them still, and we'll get to that a little bit more in the next segment. But yeah, that they're going to need to get some play time if we're going to have success.
Definitely, Nick. And then we're going to take a break, but before that, I want to put the question outside and also for you, Nick. How are you feeling for the rest of the season? We are about to get a 4-game stretch to prepare for SEC play. How optimistic you feel, like you just said? How optimistic the callers feel and everybody on YouTube watching? So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back here in the Sports Lab presented by Rally House in WRUF.
This Christmas, give a gift that captures everything your heart has been holding. Something elegant, something beautiful, and forever meaningful. And now through Christmas Eve, you can get up to 40% off or take advantage of zero-interest financing for 60 months. At International Diamond Center, we know how love shines. Whether it's a dazzling diamond tennis bracelet, a pair of stunning earrings, or a trendy designer necklace she can wear all year long, our showcases are filled with love stories crafted in natural diamonds, colored gemstones, and gold. And if you've thought about lab-grown diamonds, don't overpay. Let IDC connect you with our lab-grown wholesaler to save you thousands. Bottom line, at IDC, we're pulling out all the stops to make everything more affordable. So come and let our non-commissioned jewelry experts help you find something truly perfect and make her Christmas truly magical. International Diamond Center.
I'm Keith, founder and owner of International Diamond Center. Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
At Celebration Point. Store hours, locations, and holiday finance details at shopidc.com.
Get ready.
Give yourselves a hand.
Welcome to Rockville 2026 is crashing into Daytona. WRUF is sending you to experience 4 days of nonstop music and mayhem with a 4-day general admission pass. Tune in Monday through Friday from noon until 6 p.m. and listen for the Welcome to Rockville Artist of the Week. Maybe it's My Chemical Romance. Could be Buck Cherry. How about The Offspring? Maybe it's Stained or Rise Against. Download the WRUF mobile app for the inside info on when we play the Welcome to Rockville artist. When you hear it, be caller number 9. And you could be heading to Daytona's loudest weekend. Welcome to Rockville from WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, where Gator Nation rocks.
Well, thank you guys for coming out to the Rock Show.
Look at your hood, your bumper, that door ding you swore you'd fix last year. Mako sees it too, and we make it easy to take care of, from scratches to full makeovers. We've been trusted for over 50 years to get cars looking like new again. And we're not just for drivers like you and me. Mako is the largest fleet cosmetic repair provider in the country. So whether it's one car or 50, go with the brand you can trust. Better get Mako. Visit Mako.com or stop by Mako in Gainesville today on Main Street.
What's good, y'all? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, SAG Master, and now your host of Free Range. This is where NFL meets real talk. Every week, I'm bringing you inside the game, from locker room stories to league-wide headlines. You want football IQ, locker room insight, and real conversations with the people shaping the league? Welcome to Free Range with Von Miller, where nothing is off limits and every down counts. New episodes every Wednesday. Listen and follow Free Range with me, Von Miller, wherever you get your podcasts.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of the Sports Lab. Nick Abreu here with Luis Rodriguez on a Wednesday, coming off a Florida basketball loss to UConn last night. Pretty tough one. Another tough one, 2 in a row, losing to top 5 programs. Pretty close games that the Gators could have won it. We got a caller on the line. If you guys want to give us your thoughts, call in 392-8255, 392-8255. We have Tom on the line to talk about the game yesterday.
What's up, Tom?
Well, how are you doing? I enjoyed the game yesterday.
Yeah.
I enjoy the team. I enjoy the style that Todd plays. I think he's a very good coach. I don't think there's any question about that.
Of course.
I think they got to find the person who is going to close out games for them. Mm-hmm. Last year they had Walter Clayton Jr., who was and is a great tough shot maker. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I don't know that we have a tough shot maker out there, but I think we've got one guy who's got great form, a nice shot. And he's going to have to be the person who takes the big shots. And I think he's a big shot maker, too, and that's Hal.
Yep. Yeah.
And I know you always go with your guards in times like this, but I'm not sure we can do that. I'm not sure these guys are quite good enough.
All right.
And Halk isn't naturally a guy who takes over games and things like that. He lets the game come to him, and he goes at it very hard. But I think you're going to have to make him take a bigger role at the end of the game. I don't think he can just wait for something good to happen or get a rebound. I think you're going to have to put the ball in his hands and let him create. I just don't know that Boogie Fland or Lee can do it.
Yeah.
So that's where I think they come. If Lee or Fland develop, but I think they need a lead dog, and I think it's going to have to be Halk. And if it's not him, then I'm not sure there is one.
All right, yeah.
Thanks,
Tom. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank you, Tom.
It's a good point. And I think I'm under the same sentiment. I think Tommy Houck, especially this season through the first 10 or so games, has been the guy that you want the ball in his hands in times like this. And like Tom said, it's tough. It's tough when it's not a guard that's making these shots. But Tommy Houck, I think through these first few games, these tough stretches, he's proved that he has the ability to make these shots. I think both in the Duke game and in the UConn game last night, he made a clutch shot. I look at that. He had the ball in his hands. Step back three near the end of the game to cut the lead. I mean, that's a big shot. Without that game, I don't think the Gators are in striking range. Or without that shot, I don't think the Gators are within striking range of the Huskies at the end of that game. He has the ability to make those shots. He had 3 of the 4 3-pointers for the Gators last night.
Definitely.
So he could be one of those guys to step up. But then, Luis, I'm looking at that again. If he can't handle the ball, it's going to be tough for him to create that shot for himself down the stretch like we saw with Walter Clayton Jr. last year. So I don't know if Tommy Houck can be the guy that you want the ball in his hands at the end of every game, because he's not going to be the guy to take it up the court and pull up from the logo like we saw with Walter Clayton last.
That is true. But that's also something that the guards got to be able to help when it comes down to, like, okay, let me create this opportunity for my top guy, in this case Thomas Houck, that I thought was going to be Alex Condon this year. In the preseason, I was saying Alex Condon is going to be the best player on this Florida basketball team. If they want to go far, Alex Condon is the man. But Alex Condon, I'm not going to lie, in these last couple of the games has not been the Alex Condon that I expect he was going to take that step up. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if in the summer he went on vacation, he went back to Australia, he took it light. But my man,
I liked him in the second half. I think in the second half, especially offensively, he kind of showed some things. Wasn't turning the ball over as actually defensively too. He had a few really good blocks in the second half. But I think his ability to score in the paint in the second half of that UConn game is kind of what we've expected to see from him all season, and he hasn't been as consistent there in the paint. So we need him to get back to that form and that he had in the if he can play like that consistently, this team can be dangerous.
It's the consistency where we be talking about and how good this Gators team can get prepared. But going back to like the guards, like they got to be able to create the opportunities for guys like Houck and for guys like Condon to be able to finish and get those tough shots. That's something that, in my opinion, because of the lack of consistency, them shooting the ball and then be able to like, I'm not worried about passing. Like you see, Savion Lee looks comfortable running the court all around, like passing the ball, stuff like that. But when it comes down to like crunch time, it looks like they don't know. Like they stay steady. They don't know exactly what to do, and it's like something that worries me because in those kind of like moments, you should have your coach, and you as a player, you as a point guard, you as a guard. When it comes down to Boogie Flan and Savion Lee, you got to be able to like identify plays and identify schemes and be able to like call plays or make something work. Because I'm not gonna lie, Nick, in my opinion, this Florida team, a lot of people said that we're gonna go back to back. I never thought that was gonna be the case, but when it comes down to competition, it's really tough. It's really tough. The 4 losses that the Gators have this year: TCU, Arizona, and TCU, Duke, and UConn last night, a combined total 15 points. They are right there, but sometimes that right there is not enough. It's not enough for this team to like be able to just be in that conversation. Like, is this really the team that we expect to see come down March?
Yeah, Nick Abreu here with Luis Rodriguez on the Sports Lab. Feel free to call in, give us your thoughts on the game. We're talking Gators basketball, 392-8255, 392-8255. So like you said, Gators 5-4 on the season now. 4 losses, 3 top 5 teams in those losses. Number 1 to open the season, close game, loss. Then you play Duke, another top 5 team. Close game, lose in the final seconds. And then once again, heartbreaker against UConn, another top 5 team. So like you said, the Gators are right there. But they are 5-4. So I think when in the next AP poll, there were 18 right now. I think there's a chance that they fall out of it. I think they might be not ranked at all coming to this next AP poll. And honestly, I think that could be a good thing for this team.
Yeah, can take pressure off it.
Yes, exactly. I think it could take a lot of pressure off these guards, these transfers. Some of the younger guys too could take a lot of pressure. And then also, you get a chance to prove yourself. You come in these next 4 games. You got George Washington, St. Francis, Colgate, Dartmouth. Those are easy games. You should be fine. Leading up to SEC play, you'll be fine. And then to start SEC play, that's when you can really prove yourself. That's when you can show we are the Florida Gators that everyone thought we were at the beginning of the season. We've had some time to gel. We've had some time to get comfortable in this system with Todd Golden. And I think that's when the Florida Gators can really make their mark. If they can be dominant in SEC play, have good games against the Alabamas, the Tennessees, the Auburns, then I think that's where you'll really see what this Florida Gators team is. I think it's a little tough for them to start the year with 3 top 5 losses. And it might seem a little bit dreary right now, but you got to remember, those are close games. The team obviously has not gelled. They're still struggling to shoot. None of the guards can shoot at all. So if they can get a little bit more comfortable in these games, I think you'll see some improvement. I think you'll see what this Florida Gators team can be come March.
That is true. Tune-up games, George Washington, and Saturday. That's on Sunrise, right, Nick? You trying to go to that game?
I actually was thinking about it. The tickets are kind of cheap. It'd be kind of nice. I'll be down in South Florida anyway, but now I don't think I'm going to go. I'm spend some time with family.
And George Washington, then St. Francis on Wednesday, December 17. Next Sunday against Colgate, and then closing the year on Monday against Dartmouth. Before that SEC game Saturday, January 3rd in Missouri. It's going to be a tough game. I remember last year they lost against the Missouri Tigers by, I think, 1 point, but because of the free throws. So I really hope that they get it together and they work something out before that game on the 3rd. JB, welcome to the Sports Lab presented by Rally House. What are your thoughts about the game?
Hey, asshole! Yeah, fuck!
All right, JB, you lost your time right there. You cannot You cannot call the radio and be saying stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to be paying attention, man. You can't just be having side combos like that.
Yeah.
On your show. All right. Well, we'll get past that now. JB was a little bit vulgar, but all right. So where were we? All right. Going back to the guards. The guards is something I want to keep talking about. The guard play. I think one thing we saw is some of the potential Xavier Lee has as a ball handler. I think if he can get his shooting right, he can be a major factor in this team. And if you can get Xavier Lee at his best, playmaking, shooting the ball, and then get Boogie Flan on the same page he was against Duke, if you can have both of those, if you can get Boogie Flan from that Duke game, and Xavier Lee from this UConn game on the court at the same time, I think that can really be a dynamic duo, and I think that can really unlock this Gators team and show that they are kind of close to being competitive. And I know Todd Golden in his post-game press conference actually had a lot to say about what he thinks that duo can bring and how close this team is to success.
Proud of this guy next to me. I thought he had his best game in a Gator uniform. Kept us in the game early. And I'm telling this all the time, need him to shoot the ball a little bit better. 1 for 7 isn't good enough, but I thought he played a great floor game. And, to finish with 19 and 5, no turnovers against a really good defensive team, got on the glass. I thought he played really good winning basketball tonight. And if now, we need him and Boogie to play well together. I thought Boog struggled a little bit tonight. Tough whistle early on, picking up fouls. And, we just could never get in a flow that way. But, I'm a pretty positive guy. We're close, man. We're right there. And I think if, we can get 5% better here over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be pretty good in SEC play.
5% better. That's what Todd Golden thinks is there. And honestly, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I can see literally all I need to see from this team is the shooting. If the shooting can improve, which it's possible to see it improve from this team, if the shooting can improve over the next couple months come March, that's when I'll be convinced that this team can make a run this year.
Shooting, free throws.
Yeah.
Double chance
all
points. That's something that I forget. The double chance points last night, 16 offensive rebounds. And out of those 16 offensive rebounds, only 6 points. Man.
Yeah, we out-rebounded UConn by a lot on the offensive glass. And then you have and then you still get outscored on double chance points. That just can't happen.
Yeah, it cannot happen with this basketball team. Those are the little details that at the end of the day you see championship teams improve and get
in those big games. Yeah. Those are the small things you see in a Final Four atmosphere, like Kevin was talking about in that UConn game, in that Duke game. Those small details, like you say, that's what makes a difference. But we're gonna maybe get a little bit more of Gator basketball in when we get back from break. We see Firminator on the line. We'll get to your call when we come back.
Stay there, Firm.
We also want to talk a little bit about the college football playoff and the Heisman race after that. So stay tuned. You're listening to Sports Lab on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM.
No one brings you the NFL like we do. WRUF.
Dave Mays Automotive. We get the bugs out of your car.
Hey, Steve Russell here, and yes, it's official. We're in the midst of the holiday season. Surprises are great under the Christmas tree, not so great under the hood of your car. So before you head out over the river and through the woods, take your vehicle by Dave Mays Automotive for a tune-up and inspection. They call this their bug check, and believe me, it's worth it. What a tremendous holiday gift to yourself to have peace of mind while you're on the road. Tires, brakes, AC, oil changes, transmission work, and more. Dave Mays Automotive celebrating 50 years in business. Located at 2905 Northeast 19th Drive, the industrial complex behind the Sunnies on Waldo Road, and online at DaveMaysAutomotive.com. Dave Mays Automotive. They get the bugs out.
Dave Mays Automotive. We get the bugs, all of them bugs, out of your car.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Need to sell your house fast? Whether you're facing foreclosure, stuck with bad tenants, or just ready for a fresh start, House Buyer Network can help. We buy homes as is for cash. No fees, no commissions, no repairs. Get a fair cash offer in just 24 hours and close in as little as 7 days. Call 833-464-0827 now for your free no-obligation offer. That's 833-464-0827. House Buyer Network. Fast cash, no hassle.
Save money on heating bills and stay warm with the cozy charm of a wood stove. The Wood Stove and Fireplace Center has new and traditional styles plus screens and tools to choose from. Visit the Wood Stove and Fireplace Center in Gainesville or woodstoveflorida.com.
Shop local for business and personal gifts this holiday season and every day at Thornbrook Chocolates. With affordable luxuries, Thornbrook Chocolates has gifts and treats that will make them special. Give, eat, indulge. Thornbrook Chocolates.
You're home for Thursday Night Football, right here on WRUF.
Hour number 2 in the Sports Lab, presented by Rally House right here. Luis Rodriguez and Nick Brew, taking you home, coming off work, vibing with this good music, just having a good time. Don't let nothing bother you while you're driving on the road. Just keep it calm, meditate, yoga,
And talk some ball.
Yeah, talk some ball, like yesterday. Great game. It was a great atmosphere last night, Nick, in that Madison Square Garden. 2 great games. BYU beating Clemson with a buzzer beater.
That was crazy.
AJ Devonsa, bro, that kid is the truth for real.
22 points they were losing in the second half?
Yeah, crazy.
Insane.
They came back. I know they stopped the game for I don't know what they're going to do with these rims at Hanamac. They got to do something with these rims. They stopped the game because I guess the rim full a little bit, and you got the dude bringing the little ruler with the level in the middle, trying to see what happened. But yeah, it was a great night of basketball, really deserving for Jimmy B Classic and also the Madison Square Garden. The Florida Gators lost 73-77 in a close game, back and forth game. A lot of great plays that alley-oop that Savion Lee gave to Thomas Houck. Everybody was standing.
Insane.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was insane. It's an insane play. And what this Florida Gators basketball team can do to do better, and I feel that Ferminator might have that answer. Ferminator, what do you think the Florida Gators can do to get better?
Thanks a lot for having me on here. I might be doomsday then, because as a neutral observer, I'm not I live in Ocala, but I'm not a Florida fan per se, but I enjoy sports. What I see as a neutral or objective observer, as I'd call myself, is that I think the coach misjudged on the recruitment of the kid from Princeton. He doesn't seem to be ready for this level of basketball. The Ivy League is not even one of the best mid-major conferences. So to jump from the Ivy League to a Power 4 conference, let alone the SEC, which is probably the second best basketball conference this year, that's a huge jump. And he doesn't seem to be able, after a dozen games or whatever they played, he doesn't seem to be doing very well. I think we miss Walter Clayton. And also Boogie does some not very wise stuff. Classic example last night with not getting the ball in. Yeah. So I think there's been a significant downgrade in the guard play based on who the coach recruited from the transfer portal. And I don't see either of those getting better in their weakness in the season, because one seems to be a mental issue. One is just not physically ready for this level of basketball. That's just my opinion. Yeah. But I think that the recruiting was not well done by Todd Golden, in hindsight, on those 2 kids.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think you can't really ask these kids to be Walter Clayton, to be Will Richard, to be Elijah Martin right out the gate. And honestly, I think the flashes that we've seen from both of them, although they haven't been able to put it on the floor consistently, I think if you watch the game last night, Xavier Lee's ability to see the floor, to play make, if he can, and at Princeton, he was a shooter. And shooting's not something you just lose out of nowhere. That, like you said, it might be a mental thing, it might be a confidence thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he can see the floor like he is against the top teams in the country, if he can get that shooting together, I think he can be a really good piece for this team.
Late in the game, though, when he had a wide open three, he shot an air ball.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yep.
And that tells you something about he's either overwhelmed by the level of play. The defenses are much better, obviously, than they were in the Ivy League. But to miss a wide-open three-pointer, that's a message there that's hard to deny.
Yeah, that's going to be where we really see if this team can be maybe not what they were last year, but if they are a Sweet 16 team. I think if Xavier and if Boogie can start hitting some of those shots, then this team can take that jump. If Xavier, like he did last night, airballs that three every time he takes it, then yeah, the team might just not make it back to where they were. Thanks a lot, Ferminator.
Yeah, that's true, Nick. But also, I'm thinking that it might be good, like you just mentioned, for this Florida basketball team to be on rank when the next poll comes out, when the next rank comes out, because it can take a little bit of stress and that kind of expectation that the fans and also the players might feel when it comes down to going all the way to like Indianapolis on March, where the Final Four is going to be. But I mean, I just feel that they just got to execute better. Todd Golden got to be better on calling the plays. I doubt a lot of percent. To be honest with you, I have this doubt on my mind that I feel that Boogie Flying was not the right inbounder on that play, because yeah, he can be the pointer and everything, but if you have been struggling, why are you going to put him on that kind of pressure when it comes down to like 3-point game, 9.4?
Got to deal with it, man.
Yeah.
I think he's got to be able to make that pass. I think he's the right guy to put down there.
Okay.
He just, I don't know why he hesitated in that moment, and it just didn't end up well. But like we were talking about earlier, those fine margins are going to be the difference between this team being a first-round exit in the tournament and this team making a deep run. So they're just going to clean some of those things up. They'll get cleaned up or they won't. But I think it's still a little bit too early. Like I said, when the pressure's off,
definitely.
When the pressure's off, when SEC play starts, is really what we're going to see what this team's made of.
And also figure it on that bench, man. I'm a pro Isaiah Brown. They should put him on the game. CJ Ingram, in those couple of games against lower competition, they were playing good. They were getting numbers. So I just feel that you got to get those guys on rhythm, have them guards on rhythm, and also trying to figure out what you're going to do with Mike and Hadlott. I'm not going to lie, because it's a lot of it's kind of a little bit disappointing of what I'm seeing from him.
If you're objectively looking at the 3 losses against the top 5 teams that the Gators have this season, in any other season that we're not coming off a national championship, I think you'd be excited about this Florida Gators team. I think if we were in this same situation last year, 5-4 losses against number 5 UConn, number 3 Duke, number 1 Arizona, close games in each of them where the Gators are within one possession, I think the Gators fans are ecstatic. I think they're excited about this team come SEC play, and I think they think that they have a chance to win the SEC, and I still think that's the case no matter what.
Definitely. Going to the YouTube right now, Patrick D1805, he said Brown should start since Vigor that can take it to the rim, gives him an edge.
Start?
Yeah, I don't know about starting just because who you going to bring from the bench then? Who you going to bench?
Who you going to bench? I'm guessing he's...
Is Isaiah Brown?
I'm guessing he's saying put him at the 2 and bench
Sabian. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that neither. But final thoughts, Nick. I think this. I'm kind of worried, but I think Todd Golden is gonna have this end of the year to figure stuff out and go little by little with this team and trying to be able to be competitive, like trying to keep that competition and being able to adjust those tiny details that you need to have. SEC play.
Yeah, I have confidence in Todd. I think Todd coached about as well as he could have in that game. I think he's one of the best coaches in the country. I think he'll be able to get these guys into shape in the next month or so.
Yeah, you don't have 4 seasons in Florida and in those first 4 seasons you win a national championship. It just talks about how good and how prepared you can be as a coach and how committed you are to this program when it comes down to that. But Nick, we're gonna move on a little bit to like the college football players. It's the talk of the town, I would say, next to the Florida Gators. I know that the Florida football team was not the best. It was not the best this season, but we got the playoffs. I think the most exciting part of the year. Holidays are coming, and we got these massive games coming up. Alabama, first round, Alabama against Oklahoma. JMU, James Madison against Oregon, the new Billy Napier, Sunbelt Billy destination. We got Miami against Texas A&M, and Tulane, led by Florida football head coach, the new head ball coach here in Florida, John Summerall, taking on the Ole Miss Rebels without Lane Kiffin. Ole Miss is playing without Kiffin. What you think, Nick? Cool Summerall and the Green Wave pull off an upset in 2 weeks?
I don't know if it's likely, but I think it could happen. I mean, Ole Miss is still going to be well coached. Their offensive coordinator, he's following Kiffin, but he's coaching throughout the playoffs. So they'll be well coached. He'll be calling plays. And their talent is undeniable. But if you were going to give a G5 team a win, I think this could be the one. I mean, John Summerall, his Green Wave have been playing well. We saw this matchup earlier in the season. Tulane didn't do so hot against the Rebels. Yeah. But they get it. They're seeing them for the second time, so they have some film on them. They have some ability to kind of show where they lost that game. And I think John Summerall, it could be just hope that Florida's hitting a home run on their head coaching hire, but I think Summerall could put up an upset. I'm still predicting Ole Miss to win, but I'm expecting Tulane to put up a good fight.
Yeah, me too. That game's going to be December 20 at 3:30, and the winner will move on to the Sugar Bowl to play Georgia. I think it would be good if Tulane can make it and have John Summerall have a taste of those Bulldogs.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun to see what he can expect to see with Georgia and when he comes to Florida. People want to beat them dogs. Florida used to be them dogs. That's what James Bates used to say back when I was taking his class. Also, can you tell me which one is the biggest upset? Who you think is gonna upset in this upcoming first round? If you got to pick from all 4 games.
I don't know if you call this an upset, but I think Miami has a good chance against Texas A&M. It is an upset. I think Texas A&M is the higher seed. Texas A&M has been one of the best teams in college football all season. But Miami is a really good team also. The way they can disrupt off the edge can really get to Marcel Reed. But also, I think Carson Beck has been playing well recently. I think he can have a good game against Texas A&M, and if he has a good game, I think Miami's tough to beat.
Yeah, it's gonna be a close game. Line is 3.5 right there. I would take Texas A&M. I'm not going with Miami. Manuel, right. If you're listening to me, I don't want Miami to win.
Miami hater.
Yeah, I don't want Miami to win at all. If I'm a Florida Gators fan, I don't want no other
Florida. So maybe.
Oh, come on, Nick.
Maybe that's why.
Come on, Nick. But I think the winner of that bracket might be the national champion for me. Between whoever plays Ohio State, I think the winner of the Natty is gonna come out of that.
So you think it's either Ohio State, Miami, or A&M?
No, not Miami. A&M or Ohio State.
Cool.
So we'll see how it goes. Nick, we're gonna take a break real quick, and when we come back, an excitement talk that probably you are more excited about. Wearing that Christopher Columbus shout out Miami, the Heisman race. Who's gonna win the Heisman this Saturday? Out of the 4 finalists, that people might be surprised that they probably missing someone in the list, but you gotta stay tuned and stay tuned and listen to us. Stay there. We're coming back here on Wednesday in the Sports Lab, presented by Riley Host in WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM.
Hi, this is Dr. Art Mowry of Exceptional Dentistry. Listen to what our clients have to say about their experience at Exceptional Dentistry.
Well, we discussed dentures and implants, and I could not afford the implants, but I was still treated like an implant person that was going to put out buku bucks, even though I didn't have it. And I thought, well, if I don't go with implants, they're going to put me on the back burner, sort of, and shun me away, but they didn't. They did not. I have 4 dentures, top and bottom.
Top and bottom dentures?
Right. IV sedation they did, and I don't remember a thing. It was wonderful. Yeah, go there because they care.
This is Dr. Kim Mowry, and if you think you have dental problems that are too big to overcome, we're here for you. Please visit us at exceptionaldentistry.com. That's exceptionaldentistry.com.
This football season, Hurricane BTW is your game day getaway. Catch every play with an ice-cold Bud Light in hand. Pair it with fan favorites like our wings and apps while you catch every touchdown, tackle, and highlight. Our Bud Light specials are here all season long on Hurricane BTW, so bring the crew and make it a game day tradition. Visit hurricanewings.com to find a restaurant near you.
Hi, Frankie from Lane's Yardware. Are you hesitant to put up the holiday decorations outside because the grass and weeds in your yard will hide them? Come see us at Lane's Yardware to get your yard in shape for the holidays so you can display your favorite decorations with joy. Besides, a new American-made Gravely mower is a perfect early Christmas present. Shop early and buy local. Lane's Yardware in Williston and on the web at lanesyardware.com.
The holidays are here and Miapa has your meal ready. Give your kitchen the night off and order a holiday dinner from Miapa for your family gathering, holiday party, or corporate event. Miapa's got your entire meal covered, from the roasted turkey or pernil ham to your favorite Miapa sides, like rice and beans, Cuban bread, and of course, sweet plantains. All starting at $109.99. With 6 convenient locations, no one caters better than Miapa. Don't let cooking get in the way of a great meal. Get your holiday dinner at Miapa Latin Cafe.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Well, they're called stratus clouds, and they're very hard to get rid of. And case in point today, we're finally going to break out of these clouds that we've been stuck with all morning. I do think we'll see some sunshine as we move through the afternoon. 65 will be the high. Tonight, chilly low of 45. Thursday, mostly sunny, 64. A little warmer for Friday. I'll do partly cloudy and 67. From the WFT Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of the Sports Lab. Nick Abreu here with Luis Rodriguez, rounding out the 3 o'clock hour before Zach Abolverdi and Jeff Cardozo will get you on the tailgate. Real quick, Luis, to finish the show out, we want to talk a little bit about the Heisman. I'm a little bit of a homer here.
I know you do.
I'm wearing the hoodie if you're watching on YouTube. I went to Christopher Columbus High School. I was actually classmates with Fernando Mendoza for 3 years.
Alexis Vivanco and Nigga Bro
has both of us.
They be talking about how they went to school with Fernando Mendoza and
I reached out to him. I tried to get him on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Ooh.
And he was down to come on, but
really?
But the Indiana guys, like all the SIDs and stuff, they weren't with it. They were like, why are we gonna let him go on a Gainesville radio station? And then that same day he was on Pat McAfee.
SIDs, we gotta do better. SIDs, like something.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, I guess.
It makes sense, but Nick, this is something that I don't know. It's been going through my mind. I'm kind of glad that we got pretty much 2 Hispanic players. In the as the finalists. You know, we got Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. You know, he helped the Hoosiers capture their first conference title in 80 years. 80 years. This team, Indiana used to be a basketball university, and now look at them. You got a guy like Kirk Cinetti that might be the new Nick Saban, in my opinion, when it comes down to attitude and just, giving you that fire. I just love the response that he said, I win, Google me. Man, he has that swag.
I love that.
I love that dude.
Coach Sig is sick.
If I can pick one dude to be the Florida Gators head coach, it would be Kirk Cinetti, but that's not going to happen. So, yeah, Fernando Mendoza, 2,080 yards with 33 touchdowns. And he also rushed for 6 touchdowns. We also got Diego Pavia, quarterback from Vanderbilt, led Vanderbilt to their first 10-win season in school history. 2 quarterbacks just breaking records, making history. He threw for 3,192 passing yards, 27 passing touchdowns. We got Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame. He scored 21 all-purpose touchdowns, passing Jerome Bettis for the most in a season in Notre Dame history. And finally, we got Julian Sain, quarterback from Ohio State. He ranked second nationally with a QBR of 89.6 and owns the best completion rate with 78.4 in FBS history. Nick, all three quarterbacks from this Heisman finalist list, they all in the top 5 of the QBR, total ballers. QBR. It's crazy. Like the first one is Jaden Maivia from USC, but after that, Julian Sain, second, Fernando Mendoza, third, and Diego Pavia, fourth.
So it's kind of a tight race then.
It is a tight race in my opinion.
Who do you got?
Who I got? I know who. I think who. I kind of have a feeling that Mendoza's going to win it. I do feel because he's become. I think that Mendoza is going to win it because of his character and also how good he's been a leader and also the story, man. He like coming from Cal, a transfer.
He was a 2-star also.
Yeah, 2-star.
Well, I mean, Pavia didn't even have any stars.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And then coming into Indiana and making the best team in the nation, beating the defending champs, Ohio State, in the Big Ten, he probably going to win it. But if I got to pick, my heart is going to go with Diego Pavia, in my opinion, just because I think his story is better. I think Vanderbilt, without Diego Pavia, is going to be the good old Vanderbilt, in my opinion. Just because like you can see how he leads that team. He's like a, okay, what I'm going to say is crazy, but I feel that he's like a mini Tim Tebow when it comes down to like running the field, being a leader, throwing the football, and just having that fire. Having that fire.
That might take a lot of people
I
off.
know.
I see where you're coming from.
That's why I say, yo, it's kind of crazy.
I see where you're coming from, though. The way he can run the ball and throw it. But I got to go with my boy Fernando, man.
Your boy? Yeah, for sure. And like Miami Pride, huh?
Yeah, I got to go with him. I think he said in his post-game press conference after the Ohio State game that he thought it was a team award, and I think that's something that's going to give him the edge. I think it's not completely true, but at least a little bit. I think Diego Pavia, yes, his stats might look better. Yeah, he's probably, from a numbers perspective, the guy who might have gotten the award. But I think when you look at the success of the teams, when you look at Indiana coming out of nowhere, being the losingest football program of all time, then coming these last 2 years, Fernando Mendoza leading them to the #1 team in the country, a Big Ten title, over that Ohio State team that no one thought was touchable.
Yeah.
I don't see how you don't give it to him. He's going to be in the playoffs. They're going to perform in the playoffs. Diego Pavia is not in the playoffs.
Speaks volumes.
What happened?
Speaks volumes.
Yeah, there you go. His team did perform well. He had a historic season for Vanderbilt standards, and he was one of the best quarterbacks in the country. But I think when you break that many records, when you're that successful under center, I think Mendoza needs to win that award.
Yeah, he helps you. I'm just glad that a Hispanic quarterback, this new generation of quarterbacks is just being able to be noticed. But I think someone that should be on that list that got snubbed a little bit, I think it's Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. Yeah. I think because he's a defensive player, it makes it difficult for him to be in a conversation.
Tough.
He had 1 sack, 7 forced fumbles, 4 interceptions, and he was vital for the Red Raiders to be where they at, 4 seed, and being able to get that bye week.
You saw they put him a Wildcat one time, got him a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Try to boost his Heisman odds. But honestly, it's not like if you were going to give it to a defensive player, I don't think he's a bad shout. Texas Tech just won against BYU for the second time, won the Big 12, top 4 seed in college football, and they're arguably the top team in college football.
Probably.
They've looked really good all season. That BYU's head coach came out, said we lost 2 games to the best team in college football.
That is true.
And we'll see if that holds up through the college football playoffs.
You might have a chance to see Jacob against Fernando.
That'd be a really good game.
That'd be good.
I hope we see that. And then Jacob being the head of that team, that's arguably the best team in the country. Big argument for him to win the Heisman.
Definitely.
But we'll see. I'm rooting for Fernando, a hometown kid. Think he has a good chance. I think he can win the national championship too, Heisman and national championship coming to Columbus. But we'll see how that works out. But that's it from us. We'll get the tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Alberverdi up next. That was the Sports Lab. Stay tuned. You're listening to WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM.
Your home for Tampa Bay Buccaneers football, WRUF.
Dave Ray's Automotive. We get the bugs out of your
Hey, Steve Russell here, and yes, it's official. We're in the midst of the holiday season. Surprises are great under the Christmas tree, not so great under the hood of your car. So before you head out over the river and through the woods, take your vehicle by Dave Mays Automotive for a tune-up and inspection. They call this their bug check, and believe me, it's worth it. What a tremendous holiday gift to yourself to have peace of mind while you're on the road. Tires, brakes, AC,